Assalamu alaikum students. We are going to see about the Unit 2 Geography. In this chapter we have learned already the 2.1, the factors affecting the climate: latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, monsoon wind, jet streams. These headings we have studied in the last video. Now we are going to see about the monsoon. The word monsoon has derived from the Arabic word ma. It's known as masim. Its meaning is season. Originally, the word monsoon was used by the Arab navigators. Arabians used these words several years ago, several centuries ago, to describe a system of seasonal reversal of winds along the shores of Indian Oceans, especially over the Arabian seaside. So this word was used by the Arabians. It blows from the southwest to northeast during summer. During summer season, it blows from southwest to northeast, and from the northeast to southwest during winter. So in summer season, it blows from southwest to northeast. At the same time, in the winter season, it blows from the northeast to southwest. Meteorologists have developed a number of concepts about the origin of monsoons. According to the dynamic concept, monsoon wind originate due to the seasonal migration of planetary winds and pressure belt following the position of the sun. During summer, the sun's rays fall vertically over the Tropic of Cancer. All the pressure and wind belts of the globe shift northwards. At this time, Intertropical Convergence Zone (ITCZ) also moves northward, and a major part of the Indian land masses comes under the influence of southwest trade winds. While crossing equator, these winds gets deflected and takes the direction of southwest and becomes southwest monsoon. During the winter season, the pressure and wind belts shift southwards. The northeast monsoon trade winds over this region. Such systematic changes in the directions of the planetary winds is known as monsoon. Systematic change in the direction of planetary winds is known as monsoon. These winds appear to blow from southwest for 6 months and from northeast for another 6 months. The winds which reverse their directions completely between the summer and the winter is known as monsoon winds. Due to these monsoon winds, India experiences tropical monsoon climate. The salient features of the tropical monsoon climate. The monsoon winds were classified into southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon on the basis of the direction from where they blow. They are caused during to the differential heating of land and sea. The main feature of monsoon winds is alternation of seasons, which determines the climate of India.
The Intertropical Convergence Zone is the area near the equator, where winds from the northern and southern hemispheres converge, resulting in increased precipitation. Converging winds and solar heating force the warm, humid air over the tropical ocean to rise through convection. As the warm air rises, it cools, and water vapor condenses into clouds and rain. The hotter the air, the more rain it can hold. When conditions are right, tropical storms form. The zone's position fluctuates depending on the season. During the northern hemisphere's winter, it migrates southward.
Season. On the basis of the monsoon variation, the meteorologist recognize the four distinct seasons in India. They are winter season, January to February. Winter season in the month of January and February. Summer season from March to May. Summer season March to May. Southwest monsoon June to September. Northeast monsoon October to December. First we are going to say about the winter season. Winter season is from January February. During winter, the sun is overhead in the Tropic of Capricorn. The landmass becomes cold in North India, where the day mean temperature remains below 21 degrees Celsius. No obvious difference is found in the temperature during day and night. In the meantime, high pressure develops in the northwestern part of India due to the prevalence of low temperature. In contrast to this, a low pressure area forms in South India, that is both in Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. The wind blows from the high pressure area of northwest India towards South India. These winds are called retreating monsoon winds, which blow from land to sea and do not cause much rainfall. But these winds absorb some moisture while crossing the Bay of Bengal and gives winter rainfall to Tamil Nadu and South Andhra Pradesh. This is the main characteristic features of the retreating monsoon. During this period, a low pressure depression originates over the Mediterranean Sea and travels eastwards across Iran and Afghanistan and reaches India. This low pressure depression is called western disturbances. Already we have studied in last video. The jet streams plays a dominant role in bringing these disturbances to India. These disturbances causes rainfall in Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh, which is very useful for the cultivation of wheat. It also brings snowfall in the hills of the Jammu and Kashmir. Already we have seen in the last video about the jet streams. And at the same time, in this, vertical rays of the sun falls over the tropical Capricorn, which is far away from India. India receives the slanting sun rays, which results in low temperature. Cold weather season is characterized by clear skies, fine weather, light northerly winds, low humidity and large daytime variations of temperature. During this season, a high pressure develops over North India and a northwesterly wind blows down the Indus and Ganges valleys. In South India, the general directions of wind is from east to west. The rain during this season generally occurs over the western Himalayas, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. The jet streams play a dominant role in bringing these disturbances to India. Western disturbances causes rainfall in Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh and snowfall in the hills of the Jammu and Kashmir. The rainfall is very useful for the cultivation of the winter wheat. Now we are going to see about the summer season. The summer season starts in March and continues up to May. During the season, the sun rays are vertical over the Tropic of Cancer. The temperature is very high in the northern part of India. At some places in northwest India, the day temperature may be as high as 50 degrees Celsius. Due to this high temperature, low pressure conditions prevail over northern part of India. Contrary to this, the southern parts of India has moderate weather conditions because of its locations nearer to sea. The mean maximum temperature here varies from 30 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. High pressure develops here due to the low pressure comparatively to the North India. Because of the atmospheric pressure condition, the wind blows from southwest to northeast direction in Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. They bring pre-monsoon showers to the west coastal areas during May. There are few thunder showers called mango showers, which helps in quick ripening of mangoes along the coast of Kerala and Karnataka. Northeastern part of India also experiences local storm called nor'westers. These thunderstorms are called as Kalbaisaki, calamity of the month of Baisakh in Punjab. And at the same time, strong hot winds blow during daytime over northern and northwest part of India is called as low winds. Low winds, what is meant by low winds? Strong hot winds blow during daytime over northern and northwest part of India are called low winds. And at the same time, nor'westers or kalbaisaks or the local storm with thunder that blow from northwest part and rain lasting for short duration. Not for the long, only for the short. Rain lasting for short durations. It occurs over the eastern and northeastern parts of Bihar, West Bengal and Assam during April and May. They approach the stations from northwesterly directions. At the same time, mango showers. Mango showers means the wind blow from southwest to northeast directions in Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. They bring pre-monsoon showers to the west coast during the month of May. There are few thunder showers called mango showers, which helps in quick ripening of mangoes along the coast of Kerala and Karnataka. Now we are going to say about the southwest monsoon or rainy season, June to
This
September.
video is on southwest monsoon. From the words you can figure out that the monsoon winds arrive from the southwestern direction of the Indian subcontinent. It primarily affects the Indian subcontinent. It is known as the oldest and the most anticipated weather phenomena in India, which occurs every year from June to September. That is when the summer season starts in India. Southwest monsoon arrives on the Indian landmass in two branches, A through the Arabian Sea branch and B through the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea side of the southwest monsoon first hits the western Ghats of Kerala. Then the monsoon wind moves northern part of the country. The Bay of Bengal side of monsoon flows over the Bay of Bengal region and heads towards the eastern Himalaya and gives rain to the northeast India, Bangladesh and West Bengal. The Arabian Sea branch of the monsoon is quite stronger compared to the Bay of Bengal branch. And the reason behind that is because of the existence of the Thar Desert, that is the region of Gujarat and Rajasthan, about which I'll speak in a while. Always remember, Kerala is the first state in India to receive southwest monsoon rain. And the territory of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the first union territory to receive southwest monsoon rain. Because if you look at the pattern of the southwest monsoon winds, as soon as the winds hit the southernmost tip of the Indian subcontinent, a good amount of these high velocity winds travel over the open regions of the Lakshadweep Sea and hits the territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands first. Now coming to the mechanism of the southwest monsoon. Let's begin with this image. This picture tells us the seasonal relationship between the sun and the earth. Different seasons on earth are caused by the axial tilt of the earth towards the sun. During the month of December, the southern hemisphere of the earth is more exposed towards the sun, causing summer season in southern hemisphere. The opposite happens in the northern hemisphere. That means northern hemisphere of the earth faces winter season in December. Right around the month of March, the northern hemisphere of the earth slowly starts tilting towards the sun. And by the time it reaches the month of May and June, summer season starts in the northern hemisphere of the earth. That means the northern hemisphere during the month of May, June, July receives more solar energy. That also means everything in the northern hemisphere, which includes continents and seas, are going to be relatively warmer compared to the southern hemisphere. Now, the primary reason behind the arrival of southwest monsoon is because of the differences in the heating capacity of land and water. Consider this water body as the Arabian Sea and this land area as the western coastal land of India. We know that during summer season, the northern hemisphere is quite warm. That means both the Indian landmass as well as the Arabian Sea will be warm. However, land heats faster than water. Water takes a little more time to heat. Why? Because water reflects most of the solar radiation back to the atmosphere. And on the other hand, land is solid and opaque. Therefore, it absorbs more solar radiation and thus retains more heat. Similarly, land also cools faster than water. That means water again takes a lot of time to release that heat energy. Now that we have understood land heats faster than sea, let's understand the mechanism behind the southwest monsoon. During the months of May, June, July, the northern hemisphere has summer season. That means both sea as well as land at the tropical region gets warmer day by day. Evaporation is higher during summers, and it is more active over the oceans and seas when compared to the land. That means during summer, the water of Indian Ocean, which includes the Arabian Sea, the Lakshadweep Sea and the Bay of Bengal is quite warm, and the rate of evaporation on these water bodies is quite high. As a result, the sea water evaporates, meaning the warm water molecules expand and rises into the atmosphere, where it turns into moisture or water vapor. Moments back I told you that land heats faster than sea. Since the land is also warm due to summer, but the temperature of the land is much higher compared to sea. For example's sake, let's assume the temperature of the sea is around 10 degrees Celsius and air temperature over it is 15 degrees Celsius. Similarly, the temperature of the land is 35 degrees Celsius and the air temperature over it is 30 degrees Celsius. As you can see, the land is warmer than sea. It also makes the surrounding air warmer. That's how the air temperature over land is 30 degrees Celsius. Warm air expands and rises from the landmass. When warm air rises, it creates a low pressure region. The rising warm air continues to rise up higher in the troposphere, where it again begins to cool, because temperature drops as altitude increases. Now you need to understand that since the temperature of the air over sea is less compared to the temperature of air on land, this creates a pressure gradient, where the air from the sea starts to flow horizontally towards the coastal land of India, where the low pressure region exists. This is known as sea breeze. The warm air over land continues to rise and begins to cool after reaching a certain height in the troposphere. Some of the warm air condenses into clouds and then falls as rain, and the rest of the cool air moves horizontally in the atmosphere towards the warmer region over sea, because the temperature of the air at this height in the troposphere is very cold. As you know, cold air is heavy and dense, and it sinks. It sinks over the sea region, creating a circular loop. So this is how southwest monsoon winds blow from the Indian Ocean water bodies towards the landmass of the Indian subcontinent. Now I want you to pay attention. When this moist sea breeze moves towards the western coast of India, it then comes in contact with the mountains of the Western Ghats. As soon as these winds come in contact with the mountains, the moist winds have to climb the mountain range to get over to the other side. The moist air from the sea gets a push to move upward along the slope of the mountain. This air then starts to cool because temperature decreases with altitude. As the moist air begins to cool, the water vapor present in it starts to condense. Clouds begin to form. Then rainfall occurs on sea-facing side of the mountain. As the air reaches the summit, it begins to descend. While going up along the slope of a mountain, temperature falls, and while coming down, temperature rises. As it descends, automatically the air's capacity to take in moisture increases because the land is warm. And that is how the southwest monsoon wind spreads across the rest of the Indian landmass. That is why the western coast of India at the beginning of June will face very heavy rainfall. One good example is the coastal city of Mumbai. It floods every year during the onset of monsoon. In the end, the strength of the monsoon wind is directly proportional to the temperature differences between the land and the sea. If the temperature of the landmass is very high, for example, extreme heat of the Thar Desert in Rajasthan, Gujarat and other adjoining areas creates a low pressure region, which attracts the relatively cooler monsoon winds from the Arabian Sea during summer. Just remember this point. The strength of the monsoon wind is directly proportional to the temperature difference between the land and the sea. In other words, if it gets extremely hot, then the moisture level in the atmosphere will increase, and then finally it will rain.
Now let's try to understand why is it raining so much. So this time of the year is monsoon time, generally known as the southwest monsoon. There is another known as northeast monsoon, but for this video, we'll only talk about southwest monsoon. So rain occurs when wind blows from areas of high pressure towards areas of low pressure. If this is difficult to understand, just imagine this. Switch on the AC in your room and leave the door open. You will feel all the cool air moves out of the room. I think this is the simplest example of understanding high pressure low pressure system. So always remember, air moves from high to low pressure area. And usually low pressure area is associated with warm temperature and high pressure is associated with cool temperature. Air moves in a circular pattern and due to this, heavy winds are created. And it is also due to this, Telangana is facing heavy torrential rain from past couple of days.
Northeast monsoon. Northeast monsoon, October to December. The southwest monsoon begins to retreat from the northern India by the second week of September because of the apparent movement of the sun towards Tropic of Capricorn. The landmass of India starts losing heat and there is a fall in the temperature. But the sea is still warm. In warm condition. High pressure develops over the land and low pressure over the sea. Therefore, wind blows from high pressure to low pressure, that is from land to sea. It is cold, dry wind and gives no rainfall to landmass. But when it crosses the Bay of Bengal, it absorbs moisture and gives heavy rainfall to the Coromandel coast. So, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu gets heavy rainfall during winter. There are frequent cyclones formed in the Bay of Bengal and they cause damage to life and property along the Coromandel coast. The southwest monsoon begins to retreat from North India by the September month due to the southward shifting pressure belts. The southwest monsoon wind returns from India landmass and blows towards Bay of Bengal. The force deflects this wind and makes it to blow from northeast. It is known as northeast monsoon or post-monsoon season. The season is associated with the establishment of the northeasterly wind system over the Indian subcontinent. Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and South Interior Karnataka receives good amount of rainfall accounted for 35% of the year annual total. Many parts of Tamil Nadu and some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka receive rainfalls during the season due to the storm forming in the Bay of Bengal. Large scale losses to life and property occur due to heavy rainfall, strong winds and storm surge in the coastal regions. The daytime temperature starts falling sharply all over the country. The mean temperature over northwestern part of the country shows a decline from about 38 degrees Celsius in October to 28 degrees Celsius in November. Mass syndrome. The place which receives highest rainfall 1141 centimeter 1141 centimeter in the world. It is located in Meghalaya. Windward side. The wind striking side of the mountain is called windward side of mountain, which receives heavy rainfall. Leeward side. The other side of the mountain, which is sheltered by the wind, is called leeward side of the mountain. It receives very less rainfall. Rain shadow region. Rain shadow region is an area receiving less rainfall due to the obstructions of mountains. Assignment for you, ma. Today's assignment for you. Submit this assignment tomorrow on or before 6 p.m. Write about southwest monsoon. Assignment question. Only one detail, ma. One detail question you must want to write. Any 10 points you can write. Write about southwest monsoon. Only one question I am giving to you, assignment question. You must want to complete and submit tomorrow on or before 6 p.m. We have seen in this video about the monsoon seasons, and there are 4 distinct seasons in India. Winter season, January to February. Summer season, March to May. Southwest monsoon or rainy season, June to September. Northeast monsoon season, October to December. In summer season, we have seen about the mango showers, nor'westers or kalbaisaks, and at the same time, southwest monsoon or rainy season, we have seen about the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal branch, and northeast monsoon. We have learned in this lesson, and at the same time, leeward side, windward side, rain shadow regions we have learned in this lesson. Watch the video carefully and answer the assignment question. Watch the video carefully and write the answer for the assignment question, ma, and submit on or before tomorrow 6 p.m.